Hello everyone, myself Vaibhav. In today's session of Visual JForex, I will be explaining to you the use of auto-created variables which we utilize to design and develop the algorithms on the Visual JForex board which has been developed by the Dukascopy Bank SA. You will find the auto-created variables listed here just below the user's variable. In prior session, we had seen how we can develop and utilize these users variable. Now, as the name suggests, auto-created variables are going to be created automatically whenever we add any new indicator. We can't create these variables on our own directly, or you can say manually. This will be created only when we add any relevant indicator to our algorithm, and the output of that indicator is going to be added to the auto-created variable. Let's get started for today's session. First, we will have to add any indicator of your choice. It can be any indicator. We will see is as an example of some oscillator. Let's take on candle as the start point for today's session for the demonstration purpose. Here we have to define the input variables. Depending on that, we will get the output value. Here, this indicator has three output values: 0, 10, positive 10, negative 10. Now, earlier, the auto-created variables was not showing any listing, but here, if we click now, we have these three variables auto-created there, and we can use these variables to set the conditions. We can add these variables to the if-else block and design certain conditions, or if we want to carry out some calculation, we can use these auto-created variables in the calculation expression, and again we can set additional conditions. So this in a way helps us build on the conditions, and the indicators we which use can be easily used. It is a lot easier to reach out here and take any relevant variable, and it is more convenient. So this helps in making our job easier. We can add any other indicator. For example, let us take min max, and as soon as I have added this block, here you can see two more variables have been created. We can rename this also, but once we rename this, now I will show you the example also. Okay, let us minimize this, and to make it easier to remember, suppose if you want to rename any of the output value, let us rename this output value. Instead of positive 10, we will take it as awesome oscillator positive value. Okay. Here you will find that the earlier value, the positive 10, is now gone, and instead in users variable we have the newly created, not newly created actually, just newly named. We have changed the name, and as a result of that, the output value, which was earlier listed amongst auto-created variables, has now gone in the listing for users variables. This is happening because we have modified the name, and as a result of that, it has become the users variable. And as I said, it is more convenient. So whenever you feel like, you can simply access these variables. Suppose if you want to use any variable for carrying out any calculation, we can simply take these variables from here, the minima and the maxima. Suppose if we want to figure out the difference, then all we have to do is take these values of auto-created variables, and here we will do a1 minus a2 and the result of the calculation will be min max difference, and the variable which I have created is now there in users variable, and this is the result of carrying out this calculation, subtracting the minima 11 from maximum 11, and as a result of that this variable has been created, which we can utilize to set any conditions which we feel is likely to lead to an profitable algorithm. So this is how you can use this platform. Now we have got familiar with these two variable types. In next session we will be looking at the default variables and how we can utilize these variables to help us in designing and developing the efficient algorithm. Thank you all for joining in. Do subscribe to the Dukascopy webinar channel to stay updated on the market developments. Goodbye.